Hello, it's Jean, and I'm going to show you my little scavenger hunt book from the month of January. This was a challenge by Caged Fish, and she had a list of things that we were to find every day and put them together in a collage for the day. One for every day of the month of January, because January is her glue book month. That's when she works almost exclusively, I think, on glue books. So I thought, well, I'm going to take up that challenge. It sounds like a lot of fun, but January just went by so fast that by the 20th, I realized I hadn't started yet, and if I was going to do it, I had to start that day. So I did all 31 days in 11 days. Now, she said, don't stress about it. Take as long as you want. You don't have to finish it in January. If you want to do it and take all year to do it, that's okay too. So, and that's good. I'm glad. But I tend to be, I'm not really a rule follower, but I'm competitive, I guess. And I never thought I was, but I think I am. I'm competitive because if she said to do it in January, I wanted to do it in January. I had to bring in something to drink because I ate some pickles and I'm so thirsty. So anyway, this was the first day. Or this was the first week. Now, I'm going to try and read all the things that you had to find. I have a list here. So anyway, so on this particular collage, you were supposed to find a stamped image, washi tape, a bird, number 1, newspaper, eye, and something red. So I kind of, the washi tape is very hard for you to see there, but it's there. There's washi tape there, which actually is a lot of little collages on tags. That's my stamped image that I just love that little stamp. I'm very happy. I'm going to use it a lot, I think. The newspaper was very hard to find. I don't have any newspapers around. I do now, but I didn't then on the day that on the 20th of January. But I came across that sticker with the dog carrying a newspaper, and I was tickled to death. And I took a license with the bird because just for my own amusement, I remembered in the UK, people or guys call women birds. I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but it was when I was a teenager. So instead of putting an actual bird, I put a woman there as a bird. Okay, so the next day, you were supposed to put in a gum wrapper, something old, a clock, a star, and a boat. Well, I don't have gum wrappers because I don't chew gum. So, and I couldn't find a picture anywhere of a gum wrapper. Now, what she had, the little thing that she had was a wildcard, and if you didn't have something, you could use a wildcard instead. So, I could have used a wildcard, but at the time, I didn't know I could, so I didn't. But I have you can see the star in the boat and the clock. And this was my something old, and it was a little jello thing. Okay, so let me put that down and turn the page. This should go a little faster. Now, number 3, day 3, you were supposed to find a book text, scribble, giraffe, window, and a famous landmark. So I had all that book text, and the book text actually had a scribble in it. I didn't scribble that. That was already there. But then I went ahead and I came across, when I was looking for other things, I came across the shorthand scribbles. And I thought, I'm going to put those in for fun. So you can see I put in windows right here that are in the door. And that's my giraffe. And that's the St. Louis Arch. Okay, the next day, day 4, a menu, a square, yarn, photos, number 4, and a statue. So you can see all those things there. Day 5, playing card. Oops, let me scooch over here. Playing card, handwriting, bow tie, frog, a bottle, and a smile. Number 6 was painted paper, and this was the paper that we put underneath when we were doing all the pours, so that was kind of fun to use. Painted paper, masking tape, if you can see the masking tape on the side there, can label, and that's my favorite canned vegetable, hat, and a cup. And the cup is from the Sundance catalog, and the hats are too. Oh, I love the Sundance catalog. They have the neatest things. But anyway, so that was that day, and I put that together in a collage. Okay, and this is day 6, or day 7. Tea bag, crayon rubbing, fish, number 8, umbrella, and berry. And the only thing that is not there is the crayon rubbing, because I completely forgot it. So there's not even a wild card on that one either. Okay, number 8, day 8. Now, I would have liked it if she'd have given us the numbers to coincide with the day of the month, if she was going to use the month numbers. It bothers me to put 8 on day 7. But that's how it was, so we just have to go with that. Okay, this one, you had to find a crossword puzzle, a tassel, which, if you can see there, I used to sit at the top right-hand corner. That's a Chinese balloon with a tassel on it. Packaging, a chair, a moon, and a mustache. And the mustache is kind of fun. And that was kind of fun to find. The only thing that is not on there, oh, and there's the moon way up here. It's a lot of picture just to get that moon in there. And the chair was fun. And I put his hand goes over the chair, and I thought that was kind of fun. But the only thing I don't have in here is packaging, because, again, I was rushing so much, I forgot the packaging. So, this was the next day. A map, finger paint, question mark, cat, and balloon. Now, it was kind of funny because, first of all, it wasn't finger paint. It was something else, and I don't remember now what it was. But it wasn't finger paint, but that's how I read it, as finger paint, so that's what I did. I do have 2 cats in here, and this guy holding this balloon was supposed to be the balloon, but then I found these other balloons, and I put those on it too. And then there's the question mark, so it's kind of a messed up page as far as all the parts to it, but I still like how it turned out as a collage. Okay, now this one is, let's see, that was 8, 9, 10. So this is day 10 here. I kind of divided these into day 10s, or into thirds. Okay, day 10 is wrapping paper, which is this paper back here, which I had already torn out and saved from a Christmas present from my granddaughter. A bottle label. So I got the pimento olives, the green olives with pimentos in them. I took that label off, and that was really nice because it just peeled off all sticky and it stuck right down in the book. I like that. A bike, a number 6, something orange, which I did have orange stuff on there, but I still put something orange on there. I put the seashell. And a spoon. And the spoon is up here in the dish of rice-a-roni. Okay. Then this is for the next 10. Okay, this is list 11 to 20. The first one was wax paper, fingernail polish, bug, car, arrow. So this is the wax paper right here, because I didn't want to cover up the whole thing. I had the whole thing with wax paper, a sheet of it covering everything, but I cut it off because I didn't like it. And the fingernail polish, as you can see, is on the roof of the buildings and across the top. And of course the bug is in the forefront, so it's really big. And you can see the arrow there, right here. Okay. The next one, a math problem, a triangle, lizard, number 2, and snowmen. So you can see all of those very easily. And you see this is the math problems, but all of these behind are story problems. So there was a lot of math problems on there. And then the lizard is an alligator, because I couldn't find any lizards. And then later on I found a bunch of lizards everywhere, but I couldn't find one on that day. So I used the alligator, which is still a reptile and kind of a giant lizard. And then that envelope back was the triangle. Okay. Now, this is really difficult to show you this, to flip through it, and it's partly because of this this new lamp. I just haven't learned how to use it. Okay, junk mail, a hand, mushroom, something pink, and paint swatches. So, the junk mail was from the mail the casino sends me. And so I cut that out. That it was for February, so it had all the hearts over it. And you can see the hands and the mushroom. I didn't really have swatches, so I just painted some painty things. Now this one, the next one here, was candy wrapper, paper punch, lace, safety pin, and a mermaid. So you can see that the gold wrapper is the candy wrapper from Lily's, and that is the Lily's candy. And the lace, I have the safety pin pinned in it, which I forgot originally, but then I did find it. The punches are all the circles. The mermaid I drew, and then it was in a book I drew 2 or 3 years ago when I did mermaid, and that was one of my mermaids, and so I just copied it and cut it out, pasted it in, and that was that day. Now this is the next day. This is the next day, and we have a ticket, coffee stain, sequin, mouse, something plastic, and a paper clip. And those are easy to see on just about everything, but I was very tickled with the mouse because I had been to the bins that day and I knew I was going to be looking for a mouse. And so when that card was floating around on the bottom of the bin, I snatched it up really quick. I thought, there, I'm going to put that in tonight. Okay, the next one, Sudoku puzzle, paint splatters, doily, number 9, house, picture. It's actually a picture frame, just a picture frame. Okay, so instead of splatters, I've got drips, and I'm taking creative license here because I just love the drips, and I wanted to use it, and I didn't care about the splatters that much. So you can see everything else. I don't do Sudoku puzzles, and I didn't find one, although later on I had to do a word search, and I did find it in the back of a magazine, like the answer sheet to theirs, and I found the Sudoku one too, but I didn't cut it out, and I didn't do over it because I drew one in there, and I thought, that's good enough. Okay, so next 2 pages. And it was just fun to do all these collages. I just had a good time with it. Okay, this is the next one. Cardboard, polka dots, portrait, leaf, and stitching. So that was a fun one to do. I really enjoyed that one. And I actually stitched the leaves onto the cardboard. And of course you can see the gray polka dot background, but I did like I had the pink polka dot washi tape out, and I threw that on there too, just for fun. The next one is a scrapbook paper background, book illustration, confetti, vase, cartoon, and a key. And it was really fun. I found it was very hard to find the vase. The confetti, I used the owls and the flower confetti, which had come in Happy Mail that day from Fawn. So that was exciting to be able to use that right away. And then the cartoon I thought was really funny. Said, this is the scene where Dorothy and Toto get caught in the tornado. And it was from a cartoon book of senior citizen funnies. So I thought, well, that was cute. That was very cute. I like that. And of course, I've been cutting out of my gnome book for a long time. I love my gnome book for that. But I actually bought another gnome book because I've decided I like the gnome book so much I wanted the whole book. I wanted to keep the whole book. But that's the one I cut out of. Okay, on this one, you had to do graph paper, red pen mark, purple thread, number 7, camera, and tree. So I had all those things. I found all those things. That's my red pencil mark. And you see the number 7. The camera was a bear to find. And of course, after that, I found all kinds of really fun cameras and cute, really interesting cameras. The tree I used was a sycamore tree because that's the kind of tree we had in my backyard when I was a kid, and it stood twice as tall as the house, and we had 2 of them side by side, and my sister would climb up at the very top of one of them, and I would climb up to the very top of the other, and we would sway in the branches. And we loved to do that. I was definitely a tree climber when I was a kid. I loved to climb trees. But yeah, that's why I used the sycamore. And I actually used the butterflies over here, and I brought one over there just for fun, just to be playful. So this page here, oh, I don't know if you can see the graph. Could you see the graph paper in the back? The graph paper was the background paper. Okay, this one was crayon wrappers, logos, one logo, a ribbon, butterflies, and shoes. Well, they're all supposed to be individual, but I put 2 shoes, several butterflies, one logo, which is the Versace cologne, and the butterflies I did find also in the bins. So I was using a lot of stuff that I've recently got, and that's my big plan. Okay, now this is the next group of 10, the last group of 10. So color book page, and I did these, like I said, I think I did this last group of 10 in 3 days. This one, it was a color book page, a postage stamp, flower, queen, something silver, and a silhouette. So the flower is very hard to see. I can't even get it to not reflect. It's really too bad because it's kind of a very pretty flower and it looks nice actually. But I can't get it to, I can't get you to be able to see that. The stamps were fun because the one is from Australia and the others are ours. And I actually only had a tiny bit of that purple one. So I made it look like the whole thing is underneath there. I added something silver to their crowns, but I also used it as a border. And then I didn't find any silhouettes when I was doing this page, so I took a picture of a lady and I colored it black in magazine, and then I cut out to make a silhouette. Okay. The next one, yellow page, stencil pattern, dragonfly, sun, and bell. And as you can see, there are no yellow pages because I don't have a phone book anymore with yellow pages in it. So I did finally use a wild card. And that wild card is the cow. And I got it out of my gnome book, and if you can see up close, the gnome is milking the cow. And I thought that was very cute. And I kind of enjoyed doing that page. That was kind of fun. And again, I'm having a hard time getting it to not be too shiny with this lamp. Okay. This one. This one here, the prompts were music, a clothing tag, door, number 5, heart, and seashell. And for music, I, of course, used Elvis. My little Elvis, which I didn't like Elvis until I was married, and I went to an Elvis concert, and the man won me over. I took my husband, I gave him tickets to the Elvis concert for Father's Day because he has always been an Elvis fan from way when he was a kid. But Elvis won me over when I saw him in person. He was a fabulous entertainer. Anyway, the doors, I used cupboard doors instead of doors on a house. So I thought that was kind of a little bit different. The heart is washi tape. The clothing tag, I was very lucky to find a clothing tag because I always take all the tags off as soon as I come home, and I don't keep tags. Well, I used to keep a lot of tags. I had them on a ring, a bunch of, but it's packed away somewhere, and I don't have that, and I don't do that anymore. So I was rejoicing when I found a clothing tag. Now, again, since then, I actually have run across a couple more in the last few days, and that's very unusual. So, that was that day. The next day here, and I hope you're kind of looking for these things as I read them off at the beginning. That'd be kind of fun. The next day was a security envelope, 3 staples, feathers, number 3, and a robot. And the robot I could not find. I think that's the thing I looked for the longest, because if anything I do not have is any kind of robot anything. I'm not mechanical. And there's just nothing there. So I finally found those stickers. You should have seen me when I found the stickers. I was so excited. So they were pretty tiny, but it's a very cute little robot with little glittery legs. And then later on, I found this robot in a magazine, and I said, oh, that's such a better robot. And I cut it out and I slid it behind the security envelope window. And I think that turned out very cute. I was very happy with that. Okay. Now, this is the next one. Let me tell you, this is what you were supposed to have. Foil, spirograph, sticker, duct tape, musical instrument, and a plane. I didn't have a spirograph, so I used a turtle as my wild card. The duct tape is duck washi tape, which I just happened to have picked up at the bins. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had any duct tape. I don't think I have any duct tape in the house. That's my sticker that says awesome. And that's my musical instrument, is a harp. And I actually have a niece that plays the harp. Okay, I'm wondering why I keep... Okay. Now on this one, this page here was a napkin, stripes, something blue, horse, and a telephone. So you can see the napkin, flowers, the stripes, the something blue, which could have been either the stripes or the napkin, but I didn't use them. I went ahead and put blue dog bones on there. And then the horse, you can see, it's so shiny. I don't know what's going on. There's the horse with a rider on it. Isn't she like a cutie? She's all excited to be riding the horse. She's in a parade. And then here's the telephone. And I was happy to find that telephone sticker because, again, that was one of the things that was very hard for me to find. Okay, now, this next one was a lottery ticket, a smudge, something gray, and a crown, and a baby. So, again, I did a lot of kind of adjusting on that one. The lottery ticket I did not have, so I did a wild card, which was a bunny. But also, this happened to be a baby bunny. If you can see the little gnome feeding the baby bunny a bottle. And then I put the crown on the bunny. So I kind of use the same thing for that. The something gray is, of course, the paper behind it, and the mandolin thing at the top. And the smudge, you can see around the baby. I put some smudges there. And that was that page. This page here, you had to use a sewing pattern, a shoe button stamp, or a shoe bottom stamp, castle, a face, and a paper bead. Now, the shoe bottom is all those black marks on the top. You stamp a shoe bottom and then stamp it on the page. I didn't want to really mess up my real McCall's vintage pattern envelope, so I made a copy of it and used that. There's the castle, and that's really only a half of a face. But I used it anyway because I liked it. I just thought, I like that face. And then that's the paper bead. I've never made a paper bead, and I know that's not really how they're made, and I don't think I left a good hole in it because I wanted it to be flatter for the book. But that's my version of a paper bead. And oh, I kept wondering what that was when I was looking. Okay, there's the castle. And I finally did find a book full of silhouettes. And that's when I was looking for a castle. And boy, that was hard to find. Okay, on this one, we're almost done. This is getting painful. We're almost done. Tissue paper, foreign text, circles, wings, and an elephant. So I made these circle buttons a long time ago, and they kind of warped, so they're not real easy to use. So I put them in this book because, just because. The tissue paper is the background paper. The wings, of course, are helping the elephant to fly. And I had fun with that page. I think that's my favorite page. Well, one of my favorite pages. And I like this page, believe it or not. It's kind of plain, but I actually like it. Especially this rocket ship. But I had to do a word find puzzle. A fingerprint, and that's my fingerprints. Ta-da! I did 3 of them. A dog, a spaceship, and a calendar. So the background page is a calendar. You can see it's January 20, and it was actually 2018. But you can see the background calendar. You can see the dog. You can see the word search. And you can see my great vintage photo with the old rocket ship in it. And this one also is a fun one that I enjoyed doing. And I think I enjoyed doing it a lot because it was the last one. Oh, let me see here if I can get this not to glare. Gosh, it's so awful. Not to glare. Okay. A paper bag, which I used one of those paper bags. And a doodle, which I put inside the paper bag. A button, which is up here. Apple. A light bulb, which I used a vintage light bulb. And a birdhouse. So again, because I started out with a bird, a lady as a bird, I'm going to end with a lady as a bird. And that's her little house, is a nest. And when I saw that picture, I thought, I'm not going to look any farther for a birdhouse. I like that. So that was my fun thing. Then in the back of the book, I have a whole list of everything that Allie sent me, and I was very happy to have that list all together in one, because I was missing things, And even then it was so tiny to read. I did have kind of a hard time reading it. It looks bigger here than, so that was my challenge. And I will tell you, it was a big challenge for me, but it was a lot of fun. And I'm really glad that I did it, and I had a lot of fun, and I will maybe do it next year if I remember. Although I didn't want to do another challenge for February. There was somebody else that was doing a challenge for February. There was a scavenger hunt type thing, and I thought maybe I would, but when I got done with this, I just knew I was done. So I'm doing something different for February. I'm doing some hearts. I'm doing something heart a day in February because it's the month of love. So anyway, I will show you those next month. Unless you're on Instagram, you'll probably see me post them on Instagram like I did on these. I posted all these on Instagram. And now you know the backstory of how I found things and what were hard and all that. So that's my video, and I'm happy you watched it. And thanks for coming. And aren't these teacups just as cute as can be? I really loved this little book. And I realize the spiral book isn't very good for anything that you want to keep for a long time. And I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those journals that the kids will toss when the time comes. But if anybody ever wants to look at it, it's a puzzle book. So I think it's worth saving. People can look at the list and see if they can find all the things, and especially some of the things that are different, like when it asks for a bird, you're thinking a real bird, an animal bird, but I did a bird lady. And I did that on a few things here. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'm going to get off here. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys are all great. Love you. Bye-bye.